My name is Susan David, and this project is an ongoing labor of love, tentatively entitled Emerge, until I come up with something better, or maybe not. It's a crapshoot right now. We'll see. This project is a sculpture installation that involves eggshells as my main material, and I started collecting eggshells when I first started foraying into sculpture and installation around 2014. I was collecting a lot of different things, and that was one of them, and eventually that was utilized in sculptures with plaster and eggshells, body molds, my body molds, and they were a way to talk about the feminine and how we see it. So I've really just been, I just never stopped collecting them. I don't know, maybe I formed a habit, and so after I had this solo show, I did a really large piece with eggshells and plaster body parts. There's piles of eggshells. And I installed it at my studio when I took it home, and I asked the Acadiana Center for the Arts, the exhibition directors, to come by and just see the work, because that's what you need to do, you know. Hey, I worked for a year. Someone, at least who is going to appreciate it, needs to come see it. So they did come by, and I wrote an exhibition proposal. And this was, like total just talking, like, oh yeah, no big deal. I'm just going to fill a room with eggshells. I don't know what I was thinking. It really hit home when they said yeah, and I was like, fuck. I have to do this, okay, and I go in, and it's funny because each time I see the room, it's not that big. It's like really, really big. It's a huge room. Oh, so I said, yeah. The initial idea for this installation involving the eggshells is I secured permission with the Acadiana Center for the Arts to install my installation in the vault. It's the old bank vault, which I love. I love this room. It's really just a great space for this work. And my intention and my dream of dreams would be along the lines of the few artists who are doing large-scale works, to fill the room with eggshells. I didn't want people to be able to go into the room at all. I wanted the eggs to spill out. It's something that I've had to really think about. I wanted eggs to spill out like from the ceiling, almost like just coming down. It was something that was just so massive, and like the room was belching eggs. And that's how I always start. I'm like always up here, and then reality of my budget sets in, and so we come to a compromise. And I was like, okay, at least calf level, like eggs. I wanted to fill the room. I still wanted to fill the room, like calf level. That's about like 12, 18 inches if I can manage it. And now I realize in this project, I've been doing this for a year, collecting eggshells. Longer than that. But really seriously, for a year, that I'm not going to have enough eggshells to fill the space like I want to. I'm pretty sure that my spirit animal is an ostrich, and I'm gonna like just stick my head in the sand, and I'm like, oh, look at all this busy work. That, you know, why would I want to do something so tedious? Because it just, I don't know, it helps. I like to marinate on things. I need process in my life. It's something about the work that I do, I think. I like to put myself to the test. I really like to do stuff that's tough for me to handle too, or like to deal with really weird topics that are not something that I always feel comfortable with. So, okay, yeah, I'll tell you my eggshell boogie. That's a Saturday. I wake up and it depends on the day, because I've been trying to get a lot of community service workers scheduled. So recently I've had my Saturday mornings, they start pretty early, getting people washing eggs, because I know I'm going to go in with like 2 or 3 bags depending on the pickup of what I'm getting. I get my workers started. I give them a demo. Then right about that time, I go to Rusted Rooster for 11:30, and I collect eggs there. And then, you know, so I'll have like a little break. So the superette closes at 1. I make it to the superette by 1 if I haven't already done so. Collect those eggs, and then I usually drive to Tons in Broussard, and I collect my eggs from Holly, and then I book it back to the French press, and I go in and I collect eggs at the French press, and then I go to Taco Sisters and I collect eggs from Taco Sisters. And that's usually my Saturday. So for me, the egg is a symbol of perfection, and a utopia. I think that when you take the broken egg, that it allows you to allude to the dystopia, or the other side of it. You know, it's like this really simple, fragile thing. It's really precious in a way. It's life-giving, and it has different types of skins. It has many different membranes, and they pass through one another, and the body, you know, produces it becomes something else, and it's like hatched and expelled, and then this thing cracks out of it and emerges. And if it doesn't do that violent transformation and escape, then it dies. So it is a forced reaction. It is survival. And that's why I think like this work is definitely about what you consider valuable, what you consider waste, and how it relates to our everyday living, and what sustains us, maybe like, you know, with in terms of food or money, or how we feel good. And it's a lot of different things now for me. I don't know if people are going to get this project. I just want to engage people with this work. I don't know how engaging it's definitely going to be, but I think that it's unavoidable for me to have been able to produce this project without engaging people, which is sometimes that's excruciating for me as an artist. I sometimes don't want to do that, and I'm very happy to be introverted and or not have to be riddled with self-doubt whenever I talk about my work. I'm like, what is coming out of my mouth? Did I go there? Did. You know? This project, as uncomfortable and as stressful as I've been in this project, it's changed me and it's made me better. And that is exactly what that process of this egg is going through. With lights and with sound, I would like it to appear as a barren landscape. I want it to look desolate. I want it to look like something has been like rooting around, or it was a nest. It was something where something was kept safe, and now it's all gone. And it was just, whatever it was, you have to start fresh. So I want people to, and that's one of the reasons why I want people to walk on the eggshells, because we're all in this together. I don't know if it's going to be dark. I don't know if it's going to be sad to people. I don't know if they're fully going to grasp some of those things, but I think that with the low lighting and with the sound that I want to amplify, I hope that it'll achieve some of that feeling of just maybe, I don't know, absence or just being alone, and like that it's all gone. And what are you gonna do? Where does it start again? And do you let that get you, or do you just stick your head in the sand and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go collect all these eggshells? Because I don't need to think about these things right now. Yeah. I think that with installation art, there's something that there's inherently beautiful, and if you do it with a specific degree of vision, and you really think about those things, and you think about the place where you're going to show, and you think about what your material is, and you think about it in terms of how it's going to be received by the public, and also you have to think about it when your self-doubt creeps in and you start to say, what are you doing with your time? Or other people ask you that question, and you have to be like, yeah, like, because that's what I'm doing, or wouldn't you do this? Like, it seems strange you're not doing it. I think with installation art, you can really achieve this subtle intervention when you take over the room. It's world making. It's so cool.